Yeah, that's the best opening ever.
I was glaring. Oh my god, did you see that ghostly figure in the back?
It was great. It was great. So, good evening, everybody. Evening, day, whenever you see this.
Hello there.
Tonight, we're going to be trying a new plaster. Hopefully it works out okay.
We'll see.
If not, we'll just...
And then, when is it? There's another plaster coming, too.
Wednesday.
Okay. But what's the reason for that? Explain the reasoning behind that.
The experiments with different plaster?
Yes.
It's to find out which one is the strongest and the smoothest.
Well, which one you like the best is what it comes down to. Because I don't know if you noticed what I noticed last night while we were painting those, but that one, the first one you were using,
yeah.
I noticed when I set my lid on it, it chipped the paint off of it. And you can see, yeah, it did some funky shit. I'm like, okay. And it's actually extremely a lot easier to carve into. That's part of why I started on the coffin last night, carving into it. It's a lot easier than the permastone to carve into, which means it's softer.
This is from that soft batch. So.
But it's going to make that coffin a hell of a lot easier.
Isn't it?
My hand still hurts from fucking carving out that head.
Well, another thing too that I learned was that for this box right here, you can do 2 of them before you have to clean the mold.
Well, it depends on how well it comes out of the mold.
Mm-hmm.
And we did learn today, because I random shit on my YouTube, and yeah, if it interests me, I'll sit through it. I'll be like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's cool. But we found out that if you wet down the mold before you put the plaster in it, it's supposed to help it come out easier.
Yeah.
Well, it's like with cement. Oh, I should probably tell you this too. With cement, you have to use like Pam on the molds, or else the cement just like eats your fucking molds up and stick.
You know what I should have grabbed?
What?
The orange bowl.
The orange bowl? Yeah, you probably should have.
Should I grab it now?
Well, you can. You have to lean over everything.
You know what? There's one.
Although, if you're doing the smaller molds tonight, you can just use those 2 cups.
True, but you gotta measure a cup and a half.
But just get the damn bowl.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Just get the damn bowl. That's what you want, so freaking do it. Hey, at least I'm not gonna get like raging sick this time. That's good, right?
Right.
Because if I was, I would have been already. But then again, it could be false because I put some zinc. Yes, zinc for colds. And there's a very scientific reason behind that. But I'm not going to tell you. You have Google. Dude.
That's like your thing.
They should sponsor us, seriously. This bitch is so about us. I don't know. Google.
If you don't know something,
Google. Yeah, but I was the crazy chick in the library looking shit up. I'd like keep a notebook of questions I had, and when I go to the library, I'd be like, all right. And you gotta understand that there was a library literally across the street from us, and we had a library in our house, and had this massive, incredible collection of fucking encyclopedias and other reference stuff and kids' books. And my dad was a big fan of Ian Fleming, if y'all know who that is, James Bond. And National Geographic's up the ass. That was my favorite reading as a kid.
National Geographic. Huh?
Yes, I loved looking at National Geographics. And maybe that's what made me the way I am, because I saw other worlds before I even knew this one. Right?
Right.
So maybe that's why I can't commit to one religion or one belief system, because, like, fuck, there's good points in all of them. Right?
Right.
And I'm like, how about we just take this and we take that, and there you go. But that goes back to everybody's idea of perfect is different, right?
Right. It's 1.5 to 1 cup.
Yeah. Be careful how packed you're making that. It feels like you're not fluffing it very much. Remember baking a cake. Baking a cake. Don't pack that shit in there. You're gonna have a fucking brick instead of a cake. Although that is kind of the idea with this, but you know what I mean. Shh, don't you shush me, damn it. Shh. Yeah? You really gonna shush me? I will earthquake your table all over everything and make it fly everywhere. Because I'm just like, you shush me. Brar.
You don't like being shushed, do you? I
don't. But I also grew up in a place where kids were supposed to not be seen and not be heard. So, dude, that's all you hear when you're little. Shh, shh, shut up, shut up.
No, I'm just shitting you because, yeah, it's still fluffy.
Okay. I know, I'm just fucking with you. But I still don't like being shushed, just like I don't like people rolling their eyes at me. That pisses me off like no other. It's because I know what's going through my head when I'm rolling my eyes at somebody. And fuck you for thinking that, right?
Right. That's going to be a little too much for what I'm trying to do.
Well, that's why you have some excess. These molds aren't going to take much, right?
Right.
So you have your smaller molds for your overflow. It's not rocket science. This is Miss Mathley, and you're like having problems with measurements.
I'm not a baker.
It's math. What the fuck does baking have to do with it? And yes, you are. Walking in the sand.
I gotta clean some of this out, because, yeah.
So, anyhow, don't make me sing tonight. I sing horribly and my voice is all fucked up now anyway. Hey, maybe I'll actually sound good. Maybe I should sing.
Are you walking on sunshine?
No. No. There's only one song that I can actually sing halfway decently. And I'm not singing it.
Later in my night.
Well, you know, that's the other problem, is that this is an artist that, you know, not a lot of people can sing her music and make it sound halfway decent. the fuck?
What you want?
Nope, not Aretha. But Aretha is one of those. Dude, fucking Aretha. Ugh.
Okay, so we
Love that woman.
If we're gonna do a lot of this, we might as well do 2 molds. I'll do this one, the crown.
So who's the other one?
Who's the other mold?
No. Who's the other one?
Betsy Smith?
No, but she's also got one of those very unique voices. But then again, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's really not, but blues is a whole nother ballgame. Like, straight up blues is a whole nother ballgame. Who did you grow up listening to all the fucking time, and I'd drive and sing this goddamn song? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Yeah. Portions, I must make amends. Yeah, I can't right now.
No help from my friends. So much about me.
Yeah, I used to sing a lot, but not anymore. Yeah, I know. I'll stop singing, dude. Okay. You don't gotta get mean about it, okay? No, it hurt your ears. Poor baby. Poor baby. No. You know what? I love you, Alfred. Now stop, please. Hey. Hey. I know, rotten dog. Rotten dog run around and be mean to the cats and stuff, huh? I know, it makes me mad too.
Makes us all mad, huh?
But that doesn't mean you get to eat the dog if it jumps in the yard with you, okay? Because then they'd say it was your fault even though it's your yard just because you're a pit bull.
I hear it's because I'm a pit bull. Pit bull.
Dude, he is one of the strangest pit bulls on this planet, and I love it.
I didn't start very well.
Oh, you want to tell him about Hope's new trick?
Which one?
Undercover cow.
Pagan cow.
Well, tell him what she does is fucking adorable.
She rolls over and gives you her belly.
Because that's where she's all cow patterned. So you tell her, pagan cow, and she rolls over.
There we go.
So I don't know why more people don't make commands for their dogs more fun. Like, I've heard of people doing their commands in German because we're in the United States and you're really not going to run into a lot of people that know German, right?
Right.
And what are the chances that you're going to need to have your dog protect you against somebody that knows German?
Not very.
But I don't know why people don't get creative with it. It kind of bothers me.
Does it?
Yeah, because you can say all sorts of weird shit to our dogs and they do crazy shit when you say weird shit to them. Because I didn't train them with normal commands.
Right.
And well, it just helps that Hope is a dingo because that was part of Ilford's training to go find his brother. You tell him the dingo's got your baby and he go find the dingo.
I miss the dingo.
I do too. I saw a thing today and it really made me cry. It literally made me cry. I had tears in my eyes, literally crying, because it was the time machine from Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And dude's dog dies and he goes back 12 years. And then the dog dies again and he goes back 12 years. And I'm like, can we?
I wish we could.
Although I wouldn't want to keep living the same 12 years over and over again. That's been a fucking hellacious 12 years.
I love that joke.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, that's not enough.
Not enough in the lid, I know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can test the theory. What you'll do is when it's dry enough that you can, scrape up the top of it.
Okay.
So that there's grooves in it, like you would with clay when you're joining clay, and then pour over that, because at least that way it'll have the grooves to seep into and it'll hold it a little bit stronger.
Okay.
If it merges, I don't know. Because like resin's supposed to merge all the time, and there's a lot. How many times have you seen me peel the backing off of a necklace because it just didn't take?
A lot.
And it's like, okay, I don't know why that happened, but cool.
So I am like moving stuff around now.
So I was thinking I'd work on these, but now I'm just like, dude.
You know, they found.
Yes, I saw that. Is it bad that I already knew?
No.
You want to know how I already knew?
How'd you already know?
Okay, now this is something that they don't openly tell people because, well, you know, if we knew how they truly investigated things. He was always the very first person. 98% of the time, it's if it's a spouse, it's usually the spouse, right?
Right.
It's usually the spouse. That is just a fucking given. And you left her somewhere on the side of the, no. And then you're not talking and you lawyered up. Well, that right there is the first indication you have something to hide. Their assumption is that innocent people don't need lawyers. So if you're thinking like the mind of an investigator, it's always been him, and they were idiots for not keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
And well, you know, sadly, that's how a lot of these things happen. What's the thing? If the person's not found within the first 48 hours, they're usually dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of times when they go missing, they're just dead.
I got that song in my head.
What?
I'm still alive, but I'm dead inside. I'm still alive, and I don't know why.
I would say shout out to Oh the Horror. That was a good fucking song.
Oh the Horror.
I dig them. They have got some amazing voices. I am like super impressed with those guys.
So if we do a cup, we do half a cup water.
But yeah, that's a depressing subject. And actually, when you went to let the dogs out, I saw that they had an update on it, and I keep seeing it on Facebook, and I went and I read about it, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's not going to end well, and here we are today. I like when I'm wrong, but a lot of times, just the circumstances is pretty clear to see what's really going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe I just watch too many documentaries about shit like that, but, you know, there's a lot of similarities in a lot of cases. I mean, how do you think they'd catch serial killers? You know, at one point in time, you know what the craziest thing I ever wanted to do was? Which was also part of why I picked anthropology. I wanted to be a profiler.
You wanted to be a profiler, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Like profiling
Serial killers and shit, like FBI shit. And I was really interested in CSI stuff, because that shit is just, wow. The shit they can do is just fucking cool as fuck. But at the time, you had to be a cop to do it, and I'm not going to be a fucking cop. Sorry, I am just not gonna be a fucking cop. Not happening.
All I hear is dog cop. You've done it again.
No. I just would not do it. You know, my problem with it, and this is something which is a reason, my reasoning is the opposite of the reason why a lot of people get into it. I don't like having that authority over people, and I mean, I'm already scary enough as it is. Do you need to add that to it? I am an Amazon with an attitude from hell, and now I'm a cop. You think, oh yeah, that'd be fucking just a blessing on this world, let me tell you.
Wouldn't it?
Well, it could, but remember the Stanford prison experiment?
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't put myself in a position to become that.
You have a point. See, you know why I wanted to get into video games so bad?
Why?
Because it's a passion I've had since I was very, very little. And I've always been curious as to how video games are made.
So what was your second choice? And you can say astronaut.
Actually, I was thinking accounting.
Yeah? What would have been your third choice?
I don't know. You probably would have done photography.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's never too late to do photography anyway.
See, now you know what the funny thing is?
Hmm.
So we send our kids to school to learn a skill, and we expect kids at 18 years old to be able to pick what they want to do for the rest of their life. Right?
Right.
And what a lot of people don't realize is that you can be many things in this life. I've done a lot. I mean, I've been all over the fucking map, and I've loved every minute of it. But you aren't restricted to that one thing. Okay, now if you were a doctor, if you're going to get your PhD, then yeah, you might want to fucking stick with that, because, you know, that's what, 12 more fucking years of school?
Yep.
Would you really want to waste it?
No, you wouldn't.
But I think that's part of why I was drawn to anthropology, is because there's so many different branches of anthropology and they all intersect together. So in essence, you're kind of studying all of them at the same time.
Yeah. It's already starting to set, you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Shake, shake, shake.
Earthquake! Don't say it, don't forget mad.
And that's also the thing too, is that like I had part of my life planned out for me.
Yeah?
I just had a couple of detours along the way.
That happens. I had my whole life planned out and none of it worked out the way it was supposed to, but you know what? I'm kind of glad it didn't. I've had an amazing adventure.
Me too.
Well, I think it's funny because a lot of people are always... I mean, I've seen people just downright depressed to the point of, I don't even want to live anymore, because they don't understand what their purpose on this planet is. And I heard, I was reading something, and yes, it was a psychology thing, but essentially, the whole purpose for us being here is to experience things. Because we experience things and then we leave records so that the people after us can experience those same things. Right?
Right.
So what is the purpose of life? You know, people that go out and explore and follow their heart and experience a multitude of different things tend to be happier people.
Yeah. Even just like with me experimenting.
Yeah.
I'm already happier.
Why do you think I make everything an adventure? Parking lot Marco Polo. Marco. Yeah, those people were looking at us like we were crazy. Puddle jumping down the street in a rainstorm. Yeah, I mean, it's all about how you look at life, right?
Right.
Can be, oh my god, I'm gonna get fucking wet, I hate the rain, or I'm gonna go have fun and I'm gonna get really wet and I don't fucking care. Which would be a funner attitude to have.
I'm gonna get wet and I don't fucking care.
And that's what life is all about. It's the choices that you make for the way that you want to feel about things. And you don't have to have opinions about everything.
Wait, you're saying I don't have to have opinions?
No, you do not have to have opinions about everything. I know, shocker, huh?
How dare you tell me something that's shocking?
Well, and that's coming from a very opinionated person, but it's things I'm passionate about that I'm like, right?
Right.
Some other stuff, I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. It don't affect me.
When it starts affecting you, that's when it gets...
Well, it depends on what it is. I mean, there are certain things that are just not tolerable at all, regardless. Right?
Right. Sorry, I'm enjoying the fact that this one is setting.
So, I had an odd thought. Instead of having to put it in rice, okay, it would fit right here pretty well. I was going to flip it over and see if... But if you set this right here, you got a perfect little platform to set this on. To do your lid so it may not break. Yeah, see how that is. I don't know if that would work either, but see how you'd be able to...
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, I was thinking about that the other night.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you for helping me out with that.
That mold is my nemesis. Obviously, we've had it for a while and we've never successfully made a coffin. Clay didn't work. The cement, it just broke. It was just sad. Although the lead did look cool in cement, right?
Right.
So what you got to talk about?
Well, Epic Games still has that issue going on.
Yeah?
Yeah, they might be losing Unreal Engine to the lawsuit.
Oh. Damn. So do you think this was a silent takeover and this is just the cover story? Because that sounds kind of suspect to me.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
I'm just saying, because it happens all the time. You'd be amazed at how many times that shit happens. But that sounds like a power play to me. So now they're going to have one of the engines and they can make it so that you can only exclusively make games for them. If you want to use it or you have to pay, because we know how Apple is. Fucking Adobe, right? And Adobe and Apple the same thing pretty much?
Yep.
Okay. So that's fucked up. That's like seriously fucked up. But why would they do that? Okay, this is a company that's been... I've been playing Epic games since you were fucking a baby. And they're going to make that mistake now? I don't buy it. I don't fucking buy it. Not for an instant. I smell a payout somewhere on the other end. And a gag order.
Yeah, a gag order, huh?
Okay. Think about this. This merger would narrow how your market works. And it would put them in a position that they could take over a lot of shit, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it would.
Okay, so why is this a power move? And you know what? Everybody's got a price. I don't care how much of your baby the fucking company is, everybody has a price.
What's that smell?
Probably that's still burning a little bit. Shh, we're not supposed to say what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
But no, it perfectly makes sense, but doesn't that create somewhat of a monopoly?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's supposed to be illegal, so winning it in a court settlement would make it not a monopoly, right? Kind of like De Beers going and buying out all of the fucking diamond mines that produce gem quality diamonds. You want to know the fucked up thing about diamonds?
What?
You want to talk about an excellent fucking marketing ploy. Okay. There is literally enough diamonds De Beers has to give every person in this world a diamond. And then still sell the diamonds that they sell at the prices they're selling them. They are not rare at all. We are led to believe that they are because we can't access the mines where the gem quality ones are because De Beers. But isn't De Beers a French company?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not part of the United States, so the monopoly law doesn't quite apply to them, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Fucking brilliant marketing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What's a girl's best friend?
Diamond.
No, mine's camera gear, but you get it.
Yeah. I do get it.
Okay, so I question if they deliberately flooded the mine in Tanzania where they were getting the tanzanite from. They said they had mined out all of the highest quality stuff and all that was left was the lighter colors and the purple. And they had some pinks and stuff that they were finding. But right after they announced those, the mine suspiciously flooded. And they can't mine any more tanzanite. What did that do?
Created a demand for tanzanite?
It raised the price of all of it. And now it got so bad that you can't sell museum quality tanzanite because it's just too fucking expensive.
Mm.
And then the thing with the Burmese rubies, I don't know what kind of fucked up overseas bullshit was going there, but there is a trade embargo that you cannot import Burmese rubies into the United States anymore.
Mm.
And the Burmese rubies are the really, really light pink ones that are really sought after by a lot of women. They can sell the ones they've already got here, but they can't import anymore. What did that do?
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We're talking about what you're talking about and how. Yeah.
I can't see it. I'm like literally blind from over here.
So you know what we do? We go here. Sorry guys, we cannot see what's being said, and that is my fault. something odd to come into the chat too.
What?
Calling himself fish.
What?
Get your glasses. No. Freaking blind people over here.
Yes, blind people over here. I know. Just shh, don't tell anybody. They don't know I'm blind. Maybe I'm an undercover cow too. Moo.
Goodness.
What's that saying? Takes one to know one. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
So anyhow, yeah.
It's setting nicely. Besides the fact that I accidentally bumped it and it spilled everywhere.
But I still maintain I want a Colombian emerald.
You got a Colombian emerald, huh?
Yes.
Should we tempt fate?
Go for it.
I just want to see how it goes together.
Just like that. You'll see. Maybe. I don't know, it looks pretty complicated to me. What do you think?
Maybe a little.
It's gonna be one of those weird puzzle things that's so fucking obvious, but neither one of us sees it. I don't get it.
You're both gonna be sitting here questioning it like, huh? How does this go together?
Well, I've seen them. I know that it can either go this way or this way. So... Well, make it, because it looks totally different when it's not just a mold. And probably you stick it in here because this is a solid piece that goes to the top of this, right?
It is.
So, there you go.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Just saying.
And we gotta wait 20 to 30 minutes for all that to harden and then we can...
And then you can test it.
Yeah.
Are you going to try the gypsum tonight? Are you going to finish filling that mold? Are you going to make the chess pieces? Are you going to do that garish ugly thing? Are you? Are you? Are you? Are you? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Overload short circuit. I'm kidding. Do it. Do your thing. But seriously, you might want to do something with this one.
All my favorite people are blind. Bearded, Ray, Granny, all blind ass bats.
Hell yeah.
I went to the doctor and said, yeah, they get my eyes are barely passing, but if I lose one, I'm legally blind.
Damn.
I would continually saw my own limbs, keep having dinner with Ryan Reynolds. I want a blizzard stone. I mean, you're not wrong. I'd do the same. So, valuables, family, body parts, till I'm dead.
What?
Talking about Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to
man.
have lunch with Ryan Reynolds too. If you can hook that up, let's do it. I got a million questions for him.
I don't think I want to understand any of you anymore.
Oh, come on, who wouldn't?
You're million.
Unless he's a real jerk, then I probably wouldn't want to spend 5 minutes with him.
Alright. Here comes the fun part.
Yeah. Uh-oh, she's pulling out the gypsum. So what's the 2 ratio here on that? Oh, look at it. You can already see a difference in it, can't you? What's the difference you see so far?
This one's a little bit finer.
Look at the color.
It's white.
It's like white, whereas the other one's kind of an off grayish white, right? Okay. It does harden to white.
It's 1.5 to 1.
Okay, so that should make that easy for you. We hope. You know, Miss Mathlete over here that can't do her math. Don't make me do it. It'll be all sorts of fucked up. What? It's purple. With a blue polka dot somewhere in there. Why are you so serious today? Goodness.
Because they were talking about Ryan Reynolds.
So you gotta get serious. What you got against Ryan Reynolds?
Got nothing against him.
Alright.
Oh wait, no, this is the 2-to-1 ratio too.
Well, you might read the instructions. That's why they're there, you know.
Instructions.
Google! Google on a piece of paper. They came with it.
It didn't come with it.
Really? Because it's not
Oh,
the instructions right there?
Instructions. Shut up.
I love you.
Two-part
There
bond
should
with
be
two
medical
parts plastic
safety
powder.
data stuff on there too. They actually have to put that on there because it's a chemical.
Please release the plaster powder slowly into the water. Then add water to plaster powder.
Okay.
Mix with a stirrer or blender until plaster powder completely soluble in water and show paste around 30 seconds. For a small amount of mixture in the mold, gently shake the mold so that the mixture fully covers the gap. It gradually starts to solidify in 3 to 4 minutes and will be fully formed in 30 minutes. You can add more water if you want a longer time to dry.
But that doesn't say your work time. That's what you're looking for, is your work time on it. So you've got 2 to 3 minutes to pour this shit?
3 to 4.
3 to 4. Like to mix and pour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you might want cold water so that you can slow that down just a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Wow, that is not a lot of work time. That's like barely enough time to stir the shit.
Like I said, add more water if you want slower dry time.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't start curing right away.
So
Okay, we'll test it. Test it. That's what we're here for, right?
Right, I was going to say, there's only one way to find out.
If it solidifies in your cup, it's on you. Why do you keep flipping me off? See, she's so mean. Maybe I wonder why I'm an asshole sometimes.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to read their conversation anymore. All I read was something about my cousin banging Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are on mute.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm not even mute. Okay, so... Oh, whoa. Hey. It's still warm. You know that you can actually use this stuff to plaster your hands and stuff, right?
Not if it's exactly like the other stuff. There's an actual warning on the other stuff that says, if you get it on your hands, get it the fuck off before it cures, because you'll end up in the hospital having skin grafts because it'll eat your fucking skin. Just saying. It helps to read all of it, you know?
Yeah. I was kind of giggling when I read it. I was like...
And actually, your best bet is to make a silicone mold and then do it that way instead of... And the plaster is better than the resin for that, because if you're doing your hands, all of the little imperfections and creases in your skin will trap air bubbles.
Yeah.
And there's, yeah. And those are a bitch to get out.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how strong it is. It does feel smooth. It doesn't feel real chalky, but you gotta wait for it to actually dry so we can see how strong it is.
Yeah, and that's gonna take forever.
Because I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the major difference in all of these, is how strong they are.
Yeah.
But you would use them for different things, so...
Right. Goodness. I'm being brave tonight.
So far, still, the best one I've seen is the Permastone. Even though I had difficulties with it, with that mold, it still came out the best out of all of these that I've seen so far. Don't want to know.
What was the issue again? So if it's 3 parts water and I do 3 cups of water, I'd have to do 4 cups of plaster powder. That's a 3-4 ratio right there. That's a lot of plaster.
Yeah, you don't have to make it that big. You could take your little spoon doohickey and put 3 of them in, 4 of them in, and then 3 of them in, and there's your ratio, right?
Yeah.
You make it all complicated. It's not rocket science, honey. It's baking.
I suck at baking.
No, you don't. Your cookies are just a little extra crispy.
You don't ever talk about my cookies, Mom.
Why not? What's wrong with talking about your cookies?
It's like the race incident.
You know, you guys used to make really great popcorn balls. And that's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
Well, the toffee coating is not the easy. Well, you gotta get it to the right temperature, because if you go over it, it's gonna be like eating a sucker, and if you go under it, it's like not cool. And then it's hot as fuck when you're working with it. And you gotta coat your hands in butter, so you're basically cooking your hands to make these fucking little popcorn balls for the people you love. Yep.
It's solid in there. I can't get it in it.
Oh, just give it to me. It's not like it's... Really? Are you kidding me? Dork?
I'm having technical difficulties tonight with everything.
Wow. That was just, I love you so much, kid. I really fucking do.
So if I do 6 of those, I would have to do...
Four and 3, so you'd want to do 8.
Yeah. And that way
And 6.
Yeah.
Or derivatives of 2. Because then you can do 1, right? Wouldn't that be about the right breakdown?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just too much math right now.
See, and I'm not doing math, I'm baking. That's how I do math, I'm baking.
You know, I ordered another one of these.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling that if I...
Ray's going apeshit with the plaster. So, do you recognize the pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure. You're good. I get why. And it's a productive thing. It's not like 1,000,000 pounds of paper. And you're using it right away. So that's a little different there, right? So you've changed the pattern up a little bit. Right?
Right.
Which is good. Next thing's going to be paint. But then again, I don't know many painters that don't have like 1,000,000 things of paint around.
Well, if I'm doing plaster, I'm going to have paint anyway, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, you should be proud. I'm doing something productive with what I'm feeling.
And that's a good thing. You're using an outlet. And it's getting you out of your head because it's not pen and paper. Right? Because pen and paper is where you go and hide.
Right. And this right here.
And sometimes that's okay too, because sometimes we need to just disconnect from everything. Well, sometimes that's the only way to find out who you really are at the time, right?
Right. Where did I put my water? Oh, you have
It's
it.
on my
Can I see
table.
it?
Yeah, why don't you reach over and grab it since I've got my hands busy right now? And I don't know, I know you didn't say it, but I noticed you took a little vacation there. It was only like 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of what's going on with you right now is the residual of coming back from that.
Do you think that's why I'm constantly feeling tired?
Yeah, because it's mentally exhausting because you're trying to figure out what just happened, aren't you?
Yeah. That I am.
Well, everything was fine. But I get why it happened, right?
You guys are not cutting up the first child.
What?
I'm talking about summoning circles and first child.
Wow. That got dark really fast, guys.
I know it said don't do it this way, but I accidentally put the powder in first.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
It's okay.
no, it's not. That's not what you're not doing it right.
Mm.
Follow the directions or it's not gonna work. Oh no, that's gonna be a very good fucking plan there, honey.
Yeah, it's not already. It's turning into a horrible one. I'm just gonna do it the way.
You're gonna do it wrong to see if it still works.
Yes.
Okay. You're cleaning it up if it doesn't. Then you'll learn why you don't fuck up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you out like that. I just didn't know if you recognized that I knew that you did that.
No, I kind of figured you did.
Well, I've been wondering if it's because wasn't that also right around the time that they started you on a new medication?
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to talk to them about that because something got tweaked wrong somewhere. You were on a really good even keel there, and then once they switched that within a couple of days, it was a different ball game.
Hey, Grady.
What?
You learned a lesson.
Yeah?
That's
Scrape your sides so you don't end up with half of your stuff in the cracks. Was that the lesson? Remember, you don't have much time and you gotta still pour it. Right? You gotta learn to do it quick, honey. Because isn't that supposed to be a bubble-free formula, too?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that the bubble should pop, unless it's too thick. And then it won't go back where it's supposed to go. But yeah. So how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling better.
Did you get the answers you needed?
Yeah, I did. You know what my biggest answer was?
What?
Don't do it.
Don't do it, huh?
It's a trap.
Don't do it, it's a trap. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, honey, it is beyond being workable. I would stop that before you just make a big old fucker mess out of it. If you can. You already did that. And it's probably too late. Yeah, that's a big old mess.
Lesson learned.
Okay. You really don't have much time. So, thank you. Dude, what is with the sticky shit on my hands today? Ugh.
No, but I learned something new tonight.
Follow the directions?
Mm-hmm.
How is that anything new? Didn't I tell you? Did I not just argue with her to follow the fucking directions? Can we rewind this while we're still streaming and see what I said like 5 minutes ago? What?
Talking about shears being for our limbs.
Alrighty then.
This got dark.
Alrighty then. I'm just gonna sit over here in my corner and try to get the gross shit off my hands.
Yeah, that one's almost ready to be molded. These two are almost ready to be demolded.
So, you keep skirting the subject. Why?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about. How do I feel?
Okay. We were talking about generally when that happens, what comes up during it is a regret, a fear, or something you're super highly emotional about. So what came out of it?
I was highly emotional.
Okay, honey, you really they're just not wanting to answer me. That's fine. I give. You don't have to answer me. I just maybe think about it.
Well,
maybe what I sent you kind of stopped you thinking what you were thinking, which was your conclusion anyway, right?
oh, that, yes.
And I'm not putting words in your mouth, but it seems like that was around the time that everything changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
So is that the inner dilemma that you're facing with this?
Yeah.
It's the whole, it's family, it's blood.
Mm-hmm. And seeing that video made me realize that, you know what? Loyalty is what makes family. Not blood. Not anything else. Loyalty.
Yeah.
You can still be blood related to someone who's toxic.
Oh yeah, lots of people are.
But it's up to you to decide if you want to follow it. Or you want to get away from it. So yeah, I'm feeling better.
Okay.
I'm feeling much better, and that video really helped.
Good. You know, I've said the same exact thing to you like a million times, but it never sank in.
Yeah. No,
It's okay,
I
though.
really don't have much time to work this out.
Yeah, I told you. Well, this is an experiment, and that was pretty much a failure, but now you know. Follow the fucking directions. Right?
Right.
And hurry your ass up. You can't be all willy-nilly. Oh! It's okay. Oh, I'm glad you came to that conclusion, because this is something that, you know, I really feel like you want to heal from, but you're kind of at a standstill with it because you don't know where to go. And I think a lot of it has to do with guilt on your part because of the person that you are, and the person you are doesn't do that to people, but you have to realize that there is a time and a place, honey, to stand up for yourself.
Yeah. That there is. Just like there's a time and a place for everything. From wanting to tell people to go F themselves to just walking away.
Well, we get so caught up on what's going to feel good at the time that we don't think the effect it's going to have on us later on. Because you know what, no matter how much you want to say it, how often have you told somebody to go fuck themselves and not regretted it later?
Twice.
Okay. That's good, because a lot of times it's purely out of anger.
I like this one better because it's an easier ratio than...
Really? Because 4-3 is the hard ratio?
This is 1 cup to half a cup. Yeah, you get it.
I love you.
Maybe I'm just being dumb.
You're being a dork. No, what's wrong is that you had to move too fast for it and you want to lolly-dolly it tonight.
I just want to be able to mix it correctly.
Okay, that's okay.
That one was a pain in the butt.
Well, you also didn't do it right. And I told you to use cold water, and we had that other theory too that we can test. We've got ice that might extend your work time past 2 minutes. But that would most likely be the stuff that you would say used for the chest pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And the littler molds.
Yeah. And the stuff you use for the bigger molds.
But I don't know, we'll have to play with it and see, because there's got to be a sweet spot somewhere. And it looked like it was much easier to mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if it's easier to mix, you don't have to spend as much time mixing it. And if it's already getting thick, you've waited too long. At least that was my observation.
Yeah. I came to that exact same conclusion.
Okay. I do pay attention. You may think I'm not, but I do.
I know.
I'm a mom. I can pay attention to 10 different things at once. Shit. Actually, they say technically you can't, but...
You don't know my mom.
See, I've started realizing that not everybody's brains work the same. And I expect a lot out of people because I expect their brains to work as fast as mine. And that's kind of not fair on my part, you know?
I messed that one up. Didn't wait long enough. Lesson learned.
It smelled like super glue for a minute.
Yeah.
Why does it smell like super glue? Plaster?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't smell like super glue.
I don't know then.
I don't know.
Things that make you go,
Yeah. So, I get the feeling you want to segue, that's why you're ignoring me, so let's go somewhere else.
Okay. Take me on an adventure.
What adventure? You really make me think of a story in this frame of mind.
No. That's not the type of adventure I was talking.
Okay, then what?
What if the reason why this was easy for me to kind of be like, is because that video made sense? And it got through to me.
What if you're probably exactly right?
I think that loyalty is a big factor in a lot of things.
It is. It very much is. Loyalty is everything.
Isn't it?
Is that the same stuff or the other stuff? Because the other stuff said to put the water into the powder, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Alright. You should try to do it the right way for the other one. That's all good there. And that's good. I didn't know it would have that profound of an effect on you, but I saw it and I was like, you need to see that. I do that. I randomly send her inspirational shit throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Anytime she comes across it, she sends it to me, and we normally end up talking about it a little bit before we do streams and stuff. And, you know, this has been just one very emotional roller coaster for me. Because it's like, it's family, but it's not family. It's blood, but it's not blood.
Well, the problem is past hurts overpower any feelings that you could have right now. And you are probably having a very hard time deciphering between how you feel about what you know today and the child that held on for hope. Right?
Right. And the child that held on to hope knows there's no hope anymore.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop you from hoping. Honey, let's be honest here. The first time I ever told my father to go fuck himself, I was 40 years old. I was so terrified of him, it took me 40 fucking years to finally tell him to go fuck himself.
But yours isn't like mine.
Yeah, but you know what? It didn't make anything better. You know, I tell you this a lot, and my dad's been sick, and he's getting really old, and I know he's not going to be around for a lot longer, and there's no hope of reconciling with him. So I'm just not ever going to be able to say goodbye to my father, and that's something that I have to live with. But on some level, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we forget, especially when it comes to our parents, that we become adults. And, well, you know, the whole respect your elders thing, yeah, I get it, and it's important, but isn't respect earned?
Mm-hmm.
So why would you blindly follow somebody or blindly respect somebody when they're not worthy of your respect? And that's something I always taught you kids, is that respect is earned.
That it is. What time is it?
I don't know, I can't see.
12:54.
Okay. Well, you got stuff going, so you gotta keep going.
I know I do.
And you're not done talking. You want to talk about something, you just don't know how to bring it up.
I don't.
Well, is this a non-stream thing, or do you want to, Because if it's a non-stream thing, we can talk about it later. And I'm okay with that. You know that.
Tevin's sad he found out Jerry Lewis died in 2017.
Yeah.
I don't feel that. I don't feel that.
Wow. Yep, it's hot. That's what it's supposed to do. That means it's...
This one should be ready.
It's still a little gray. I don't know, that is a new one though, so it might be okay. But are you sure you want to start with the hardest one to unmold?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. She gonna break her crown. Hopefully she doesn't, but...
Don't jinx it.
I'm trying not to. I'm not even looking. I'm like way over here, like I'll stay the hell away from it. So, anything interesting? Or am I just sitting over in the corner watching? Or over in the corner watching?
I might have already broken it in 2 places.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't curse you. It just doesn't look dry enough.
It still needs a little bit.
I told you, didn't I tell you? It's still a little gray.
Yeah.
That one, you see how that one's almost white and that one's still gray?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the white one is more dry. See how that one's still gray?
Mm-hmm.
Those two still are very wet, and they're going to be very fragile as they're wet.
Yeah.
So that thing is a mess.
What thing?
That thing.
I know. So I have 2 minutes to stir and 2 minutes to pour.
Okay. That's pretty crazy. So she's gonna wipe out the coffin. Alright, we're gonna try the biggest thing here, huh? I love you.
I love you too. Kind of a butthead, you know that?
I am. But at least you know where you get it from.
Dude, this stuff is hard.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. Get hard. Can I say that? It's plaster, guys. Come on.
Oh, you know how hard it is to break?
Yes, ma'am. That's a good thing. So.
Okay, since I'm trying to skirt away from it, you're right. My meds have somewhat stopped working or imbalanced somewhere. But on a good note, I'm not having hallucinations, and I'm not hearing voices.
Yes, but it's become a daily struggle to keep you here.
Has it?
Yes. Patterns, honey.
Yeah, I feel how hard that is.
And unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you choose to look at it, I pay attention. Another way that you can tell is your interaction with Leilani, because Leilani will be the first one to detect that something is off with you.
Yeah. She's been glued to me lately.
Well, and she's been stressed out, and we almost had a seizure the other day. So this is not an easy situation by any means, Ray. You remember Cha-Cha, right?
Yeah.
And well, you know, you're lucky in a lot of aspects, but then you have some very difficult things that you deal with on a daily basis that aren't always conducive to the best mental health on your part. Honey, there are days where this shit just breaks me. And I say, well, I lay down while you guys are sleeping and watch sad movies and cry.
I believe it.
But every day I get back up and do it again, right?
Right.
And you make the effort to at least try to show up, and that's good, right?
Right. You're right.
And that's something that we don't do enough in this life, is give ourselves credit for the things that we deserve credit for. I made it through another fucking day without losing it. That's something to be proud of. Maybe not in some other people's world, but in your world, that's a damn proud moment, right?
Right.
And you need to acknowledge that and be proud of yourself for the days that you're doing good, and not beat yourself up for the days that you're not. Everybody has bad days, Ray. Everybody. And a lot of it has to do with how you deal with it. You can either run away from it or try to drown it, or you can face it.
Yeah. You're right. Where'd it go? There we go. There it is.
And sometimes I get it, you don't have enough information to face it. Because you don't know where you should stand on it.
Yeah.
And variables are about a bitch, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Trying to figure shit out sometimes is a bitch too.
Oh yeah. Especially when you know that you were completely batshit fucking crazy.
Am I crazy though?
Now I was actually talking about me with that one. Because I'm still trying to figure some things out that happened that I'm like, was I fucking crazy or did it really happen? Am I like stupid as fuck?
That stuff is strong.
So I get where you're coming from with that.
So you understand.
Oh, I understand completely. Until you have all of the pieces of the puzzle, you can't see the whole picture, so you can't really... You can't understand it to the point that you need to understand it to be able to make movement. Right? This coming from the person that recently found out she is like the biggest asshole on this fucking planet.
Can I get a towel, please? Thank you.
But you see, I get that part because I still struggle with one thing out of all of what happened with us.
What's wrong?
No, I know what was going on. There was just one area that I don't know if I imagined the whole thing or if it was real and going on, and I just kind of lost my shit, and it included it, my brain included it in the delusion. But once you get more pieces of the puzzle, you realize what really just happened. Right?
Right. Is it slowly added to the water?
And like I've said on another stream, how do you ask somebody, you know, I know I was completely batshit crazy, but was this real? And it's even worse for me because you know how I am about shit. I don't like feeling like I'm bothering people.
So why they say add it slowly in?
Yeah. You know why you have such a short work time on it is because the particles are a lot smaller and dissolve a lot faster. So do that as quickly as you can so that you can get it all. You're running out of time, honey. I know this fucking sucks, but
6, 7, 8.
man, you're not doing What probably would have been easier to do was already measure out the scoops, so you could just pour it in and stir. Okay, you're running out of time.
Almost there.
Well, it's thickening whether you're almost there or not. Okay, that's gonna overflow, honey, isn't it? Okay, you need that. It's not filling up the mold. Here, hurry. Damn it. You're missing whole areas. And you're losing time. You need to go around and make sure that, and then you got all this excess on the top. And it's already starting to set. But that is definitely a fucked up place to be, right?
Right. I'm missing one. Yes. The smell of this is too quick for me.
I think it's just too big of a mold to deal with it. You probably want to do the smaller molds. I bet if you did just a little bit and put it in the chest molds, you'd do a lot better with it.
It's so sloppy.
I know, honey.
Still got a little bit of time.
There's a learning curve, remember? Once you get comfortable with the plaster, which you're not quite yet, it'll get easier. Right?
Right.
And while it is somewhat workable in that stage, it's when it gets completely hard, you're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Where's someone with a pregnant belly? I can use some of this on their belly.
Okay, let me do something for you. First off,
It's already starting to hurt, isn't it? It has some parts where there were bubbles in it.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what we're going to do. I just want to see if this will still work. No, it's still kind of, it's already kind of hard. Because maybe this is supposed to be thicker. You see, this stuff is still somewhat workable. It's not going to pour like your other stuff, but you see how it'll go in the mold and it's still smooth.
Should I try pushing it down?
No, I would leave it right where it's at. And besides, this is already hard. Well, then it's just shit out of luck. Honey, touch the top of it with your finger. You gonna get through that?
It's okay, we'll test how hard it is to break.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
a bunch of excess water. But no, it's just hard. Sometimes I have a hard time staying here.
I can imagine.
And life isn't always as it seems.
I know it's not. And I know you have a tough time when Lonnie's having a tough time.
It feels pretty dry, does it not?
It might be dry enough. I don't think that one is, though. But that is a lot of plaster.
Here we go.
Silence. Bum.
Whoa.
Bum, bum, bum.
I feel.
Nice. That looks nice and smooth other than the bottom. That looks really good. There's a couple of bubbles in it.
I know.
Very nice.
As you can see, I just demolded my first one. Yeah, this one feels like it's supposed to be thicker. I'm just making a mess of myself.
Yeah.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Okay, I should probably turn that.
Yeah, we'll test the breakability with it.
Okay. Are you gonna try anything else, or are you?
I am. I'm probably gonna use the other stuff instead of the white stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I think you need your water colder. Hang on, I'm watching a video right now about working with gypsum, see what we did wrong. Okay. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm watching something. It's very interesting how he's doing this.
Thank you. I know that Leonardo da Vinci didn't do a painting overnight. It's just a steep learning curve. At this point, am I right, Mom?
Yes. Yeah, this is what, the third time you've done this?
Yep. I'm using different plaster every night.
Yes, ma'am.
So remember, all of this is actually going to get painted too.
Yes, ma'am.
blocks are enough too.
Okay, so your consistency is actually spot on. So the gypsum is actually very thick. Look.
Should maybe try different molds with it.
Well, I think he's using a different one than you are because he said to let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, and this doesn't have a work time of 3 to 5 minutes.
Darn, I missed a couple areas.
Yeah, it's thick as fuck, Ray. Look at that. So you were doing it right.
So the other plaster stuff is better for what I'm trying to do for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And you could need just a little bit more water because it seemed like yours was thickening up really, really quick, and it's not as watery as this one is.
Yeah, at least we know what to use our air.
Well, it's learning something new, honey.
That it is. So now that I know the consistency,
Sorry, still watching.
it'll be fine.
Watched him do all that. Might as well fucking
See the end results.
watch him unmold it. Alright, get to it, dude. I want to see it. Oh, that's pretty.
What do you do?
Look.
Hold on. Oh no.
It's a stone piece for a wall. Okay, so maybe a little bit more water, and you want to definitely use the cold water. And like I said, we could try our theory.
Yeah.
I smooth that over. Fuck. He's gonna make me nuts with that. I know why I get all upset about it. I hate sanding. Right. What on earth are you doing, child?
You put me a lot of pieces I have to sand.
Huh? Making a lot of pieces you have to sand, huh? Especially when it's just that fucking easy to go over it, right? that work?
That works.
Okay.
Just want to open up that crown one.
Well, try it. It might be ready. You never know. So I don't know if that'll be very good for plaster.
It already feels like it's not going to be.
Because I've seen people make those out of resin, and the difference with resin is that it's hard, right? It's like hard.
Mm-hmm. Get them all.
Okay, you remember what I said about pinching it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pinch it?
Yes, I did.
All the way around? Do you need help?
Yeah.
You really want me to touch it? I might just break the fucking thing. It might just shatter in my hand.
No, this is a hard mold.
Yes, it is. You know, that's... a given with these little prongs. You got a bubble right there, it looks like. Probably doing this off camera, huh?
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't want anybody to witness me breaking it. You had a lot of bubbles in the bottom there, honey. Okay, I need you to come over here.
What do you need me to do?
Okay.
Want me to grab it?
One good thing about silicone molds is they stretch and they flip inside out most of the time pretty easily. But yeah, it broke. That's not coming out of it in one piece. There's no way in hell that a piece of plaster's coming out of that in one piece.
Yeah. It was a cute idea.
Yeah, but you gotta think about your medium. Like I said, even with resin, if it's not all the way cured, it's got a little to give to it, or it stays completely solid. So you'll be able to get a resin piece out of a mold you won't be able to get plaster out of. See, now that makes me question that other mold you wanted to do.
Which one?
The heart one. The one I said was garish.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how much you want to bet you don't get the lid of it out of there either? I bet you the ball on top of it breaks off.
It's okay. It's a steep learning curve for me, is it not?
Well, honey, you know what? You gotta learn somehow, right?
Right.
Everybody starts somewhere, and well, beginning, you're not gonna really be able to do much good, are you? You remember my first resin experiments?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I fucked up on the mixing because I was using like a regular resin.
Right. How much do but the ball breaks off, like I said.
And the stuff never hardened. It was like moved and it was almost gelatinous. It was kind of, and it smelled so bad.
Like birthing a child.
Yeah, some of these molds are about a bitch. Well, cool, you got the lid. Well, right, okay, well now you know, right?
Yep.
That it takes a bit to do, but you're not getting it out in one piece. And well, if you really feel like you must have that, we can actually do resin in it.
Well, it would be a smart idea.
Well, we'd have to do the 2-part because it's too big of a mold to do the UV.
Okay. So,
Epic fail. In the
well,
trash.
yeah, that's where it's going, is in the trash. Cool.
Hey, that does feel nice though. That's nice and smooth. I would still let it dry out completely so you can see how strong it actually is.
Okay.
And well, you never know. Just, yeah. Just check how strong it is, because isn't that... Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I get to throw it on the floor and see how much it takes to get it to break?
No. Because that's just destructive. Okay, I need to turn that thing back on. It is hot in
No,
here.
turn it on.
Or I'm running a fever. I don't know. It could be both.
Yeah, so the lid we're not going to be able to do without doing the resin with it.
The lid? What lid?
Fly with it.
Yeah. Did it do it again?
Did it again.
Okay, how about if you stopped pouring after you got enough to go across the bottom of it and shook it and then finished pouring so that it goes to all the cracks and crevices? Might that work?
That might work.
That's what you do with resin.
But I'm digging the plaster.
Yeah, that feels real nice. That's that one from the box?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what the problem is, because those do go all the way out to the edges. So yeah, fill it up enough to actually get up to this and then shake it so that it goes into it. Because what you're doing is you're creating an air pocket and it won't go into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this has taught me a lot.
Yeah? So do you sit here and talk when you're all alone, or do you get quiet like me?
I talk when I'm alone.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why, you gotta go to the bathroom or something?
That's pleasant. I love you.
You can't. Feeling really
Well, I need to get out of here for a minute. I will be right back. Maybe Ray will find something interesting to talk about while I'm gone. Hey, buddy.
tell him.
Actually, I need to go hit the dryer.
Yeah, kinda hit the ball with that one. wants me to find something interesting to talk about. What's more interesting than my pastor said I could just... I don't know. I really don't know what to talk about. I'm a little disappointed my camera didn't come out right. So you can tell it broke. Let's see. Hi, baby. One cup. Not feeling new. 1.5 cups to 1 cup of water.
Hey, hey, quit trying to eat the big dog.
You feeling the next snack?
I don't know. I was thinking, since I'm really not doing much over there.
I was getting ready to pour some more in the mold.
Huh?
I was getting ready to pour some more in the mold.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's over in the next step. I don't know. If you want, would you better wash your hands? Well, you're being awful quiet. Did you have a nice conversation while I was gone?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Video on how to do all the plaster and stuff. I'm guessing the dogs are gonna need out.
Most likely. That's generally how it is when the little dog is trying to eat the big dog. And you gotta give her credit, that little dog is fearless. loves the sound of crinkling plastic.
That she does. So. I got dog claw in my ass.
Yeah, he does that. His Staka taught him the bitch claw trick.
Bitch claw trick, huh?
Yes, Staka and his bitch claw. So,
Alfred, move your butt. Alfred,
how do you like the gypsum?
I like it.
Yeah?
It's a little fast paced for me, but it's a
It's
learning
nice and
curve.
smooth.
Yeah, it is.
That's like the best feeling one we've had so far. And look at the difference. Put that up to the crown up there. Look at the difference in the coloring.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ambidextrous ways is like.
I don't know. Hope we're not doing that. Hey, 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 hey! Quit barking at the big dog. You don't want to play.
Dog. Got your dog.
Releasing powder everywhere. Doo doo doo. Hey, what's going on over there? Hey.
She's just sniffing around.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. And I can't see it. Oh well, it's gonna have to stay that way for right now.
Oh, it's just my microphone settings.
Okay.
More water to this. Just a little bit. You know that feeling?
So they said that you could add more water for a longer drying time.
Mm-hmm. You think it makes the working time a little bit harder too?
I don't know. We might want to test that theory. I mean, isn't that what you do? You test all possible. That's a little thick there, huh? That's part of your problem is you're making it way thick and it's not. Hey, hey! Come here. Come here, stop. Come here, Hopi Topi. Come on, Hopi Topi. Come on. Up. Come on. Up. 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 Do the hope. Do the hope. Do the evil dog. The evil dog Tris. Oops. Yes, the evil little dog Tris. Hi. Yes, I'm going to Granny Juju you because you are wild. The wild puppy. Oh, you smell like wet dog.
Is she really?
Yes, but she was also in Alfred's mouth. No, we're not going to go play. We're going to play Pig and Cow. Are you going to be Pig and Cow? Hey. Hey. She's like, hey, what you doing over there, Mom? Don't try to eat the plaster, dork. Honey, what are you doing? The thing is going to be overflowing. Baby girl, come on. I know it's rough being a puppy. Leave him alone. We don't try to eat the big dog. No, we don't try to eat the big dog. No, okay, we don't stand on the keyboard either. Why are you just being trouble tonight? Come on. No, don't mouth off. Come on. Come give me a hug. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, Pig and Cow. Pig and Cow.
Pig and Cow, huh?
Yes, Pig and Cow. That is her evil name. Pagan cow. Pagan cow. Barky dog. My goodness, she just keeps getting spots. It's the cutest thing ever.
She does, doesn't she?
Yes, she got 2 new spots, 3 new spots on her face. And there was one on her leg that wasn't there before. And she got a couple more on her back. And her ears are just too cute. I love her little spotty ears.
Okay, before we test your theory, we gotta let that dry out a little bit so I can crack it.
Oh, dog. Is there something she can chew on before she destroys your plastic bags for your molds? There you go, baby girl. Chew, chew, chew away. I might want to put those where she can't get them.
Oh my gosh.
Who'd have ever thought you'd be the good one, huh, Elfie?
He smiles at me.
So, you got another topic?
I do not. I got a big old mess.
You don't have another topic? Can you see his face? Is his face in there? He wants to say hi too. Say hi, Ilford.
No, but you can see his paw.
Say hi, Ilford. There's my big face. There's my big face.
Not that big.
Yeah, he's not a big puppy or anything.
You need to get his nails trimmed.
Hey, that's hers. You need to find him something to munch on or chew on. Because he's eyeballing her thing like, I want it now. I want it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I heard you doing it long enough. No, you're not taking that one too.
Okay.
Goodness gracious, puppy brain.
He won't take it.
Get right. I need your help here. Thank you. You are so mastiff. You just are so mastiff. No, we are not attacking the big dog. Really?
Little dog.
Really? 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 Just gonna fight me? Just gonna fight me? Okay, stop. No. 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 No more puppy brain.
Hey, that one came out pretty neat.
No more puppy brain. Yeah, you got some rough edges there. Remember what I told you? You want to put enough in and then you shake it so it goes all the way to the edges. Really? So you're going to entice her with your tail to bite you? Huh? Did I say you were the good one? You're the instigator. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Yes, puppy kisses. Yes, puppy kisses. Oh, gross. Oh, gross all over my face. Okay, stop. Where are you at with that? Can you take the puppy? I've got another puppy brain to fix. Buddy, I love you. Yes, you had to come give me hugs. Yes. But you get the best hugs. Yes, you do. You get the best hugs. The big beefy dog. Yes, the big beefy dog. Oh, did that feel good?
It's like watching the film develop.
Yes. poke in her spots.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the puppies? Are you the puppies? Are you the puppies?
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
So, how you feel about being a puppy mom? A dog mama?
I feel great.
Yeah? Even when she acting like this?
Oh, so she's my puppy, huh?
Oh, she's Leilani's puppy.
I'm scared for the wild phase.
Yeah.
Healers lose their fucking minds.
Yes, they do. They lose their marbles for a while when they get massive puppy brain and a little freedom. She's a pretty good dog, though. She's got... She's got a pretty good head on her shoulders.
Yeah, she does.
She's smart. She's very smart. She picks stuff up so fast.
You know, she found out the automatic feeder gives her food, right?
Yeah.
So she'll dig in it to pull some food out for her and over.
I've seen her stick her whole head up in there. Saying it's funny because that was Kodo's, and he got that when he was a puppy, and his whole life he could never figure out how the fucking thing worked. He was a smart fucking dog, but he couldn't figure out the automatic dog feeder. Okay, no. Ilford. Okay, you're gonna have to take a break, or... Oh, it's so... I know. Oh, I know. It's just awful. I know. It's so hard being a baby.
Because we don't know how long it's going to take for them to settle down. Why don't we go ahead and end stream here tonight?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to do that? Are you sure?
Well, I could keep going all night, but...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well?
I don't know how long I'm going to be with the dog, so...
You don't want to keep everybody waiting?
I don't want to keep everybody waiting.
Well, that's fine. That's probably a good idea.
Everybody, hopefully you have a wonderful night, day, whenever you see this. Thank you for coming out and watching our streams.
So what did you learn today? Other than the little dog's a butthead.
I learned that some plaster is harder to work with than others.
But look how smooth that shit is.
Right?
We'll test the strength of it tomorrow, but yeah, that stuff looks really nice. I like it. What else did you learn?
I also learned I'm a pain in your ass.
Oh, you're just now learning that?
And this is an acceptable answer?
No, that's not an acceptable answer. That's how you get irate mamas.
I was kidding.
I know. I'm kidding too. Jeez.
Alright. But everybody, have a wonderful night.
Yep, hopes us have a good night too. We hope you guys, gee, redundant as fuck, wouldn't that be to say that? Wow. I'm paying attention to the dog, not what I'm saying, obviously. But yes, have a wonderful night. Maybe we'll see y'all tomorrow, maybe we won't. Now get the fuck off our stream and go to bed.
Much love.